word whose quality is shown by the other word. Okay, for instance, when we say summer, okay, so summer, the quality of summer is that it is hot. Okay, the quality of winter is that it is cold. Okay, similarly, when we say funeral, okay, by funeral we mean it's a procession. It's a when somebody dies and we take that person to the burial place. That crowd or that group is called, when it is moving, it is called funeral. So if there's a funeral, what is the quality of the funeral? I mean, what does it show? It shows somber. It shows somber. Okay, by somber we mean that there is basically some holiness into it. There is some sacredness. There is some kind of it's a bit pensive mood. Okay, it's a bit pensive or gloomy mood. People are in a gloomy or pensive mood. Okay, they are sad basically. Okay, both here mean sad. So people are sad because somebody has passed away from this world. So when there is a funeral, it is somber. Therefore, like when people are in a funeral, they try to hush the children, and they try to hush the other people. That people shouldn't be talking, shouldn't be laughing, they shouldn't be showing some kind of casualness, because it's a time to mourn for somebody important who has passed away from this world. Okay, another one is epic. Okay, uh, epic is a kind of a story, and the quality of this story is that it is long. Okay, epics are all those stories which are long. Um, these are basically the stories also that are old stories. Like the story of Hercules, for example. That's an epic. Okay, in which there are many adventures through which Hercules goes. Or there is Odyssey, which is quite famous epic. It's a long story, has several parts with it. So when we talk about epic, we are thinking about something that is long and that goes into many parts. Okay, but most importantly, it is a long piece of something. That is an epic. If we talk about a fissure, okay, fissure is a kind of a hole that is in a land, and normally the fissures are for their depth. Okay, fissures are very deep. They are very deep holes into the earth. Sometimes these fissures go for hundreds of hundreds and thousands of feet into the ground. Uh, Therefore, this is a certain quality which is shows by them. If we talk about an acrobat, okay, an acrobat is a person who is working in a circus. It's an individual who is a performer. You might have, if you have gone to some circus, you might have seen that there is a man who is walking on a tightrope, or a man who is cycling on a rope, a man who is moving through different swings. Okay, so such kind of individual is called acrobat, and the quality of acrobat is that it is agile. Okay, by agile we mean he is very swift. Okay, he moves, his body seems like to be made of rubber. Okay, he can move his body, he can bend his body, and even he, if he falls from a high place, it seems that it is not going to hurt. Though there is a net on the bottom, but still, cycling on a tightrope or doing different swings on a tightrope, this requires a lot of agility, or a person has to be agile. Then we have there is a word, allegory. Okay, allegory is a kind of it's used in English literature. It's a form of expressing things in a kind of hidden way. Okay, it may be a long poem, it may be some piece of prose, maybe a novel, or some essay in which uh, the ideas have been told in a kind of hidden way, so that not everybody can easily understand that. So an allegory has to be obscure. It has to be obscure. By obscure we mean not clear. Okay, not the opposite of obscure is vivid. Okay, if something is vivid, it is very clear, crystal clear. But because allegory is has a hidden meaning, which is not clear for everybody, therefore it has to be obscure. uh, then we have orator. An orator is an individual or a person who is good at speaking. I mean, he can speak at length on various topics, and he can express his views in a wonderful way. He has a mastery over the language. So his choice of word, his choice of sentences, his choice of ideas, the expression, or the organization of his thoughts is wonderfully done. So an orator uh, has the quality of being eloquent. An orator has to be eloquent. He has to be very wonderful in speech. Okay, he has to express everything wonderfully. There is one more, sonnet. We use a sonnet is a kind of a poem which is of 12 lines, and interestingly, every line of a sonnet has 10 syllable. Okay, when we say syllable, that is something really different. By syllable we mean in how many pieces do we pronounce a certain word. For example, if we say summer, so it is summer. There are like two pieces of it. So we say there are two syllable into summer. Okay. Similarly, if we say funeral, okay, funeral, there are three syllables into funeral. When we say uh, communication, okay, so that is communication. These are the syllables. So a sonnet is a poem that has 12 lines, one thing. Then it has every line, no matter how many words are there in one line. There can be 7 words but 10 syllable, and there can be 10 words and 10 syllable. So a sonnet has to have a certain sequence. Okay, a sonnet is important because it has a particular, a certain sequence through which, like I said, 12 lines firstly, and then every line will have 10 syllables. Okay, for instance, a thing and its quality. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Okay, but how many syllables do you have? A thing and its quality. There are 3 syllables into this. So basically, there are 5 words, but there are 8 syllables. Okay, so there is a thing and its quality. Summer for hot, winter for cold, funeral because it is something somber, something pensive, like I said, something gloomy. We are not celebrating something. We are kind of in a mourning. We use another word is mourn. M-O-U-R-N. We are in a mourning situation. Or fissure, depth, acrobat, agile, allegory, obscure. And the opposite of obscure is vivid. Then orator, speaker, has to be eloquent, and sonnet has to have some sequence.